I've been playing Rainbow Six Siege for a while now, and I've got to say I've been loving it. The tactical aspects are really good, and they make every round feel different, so I just want to go back. It makes me really, really excited to go back. Most of the time, like, sometimes I do get really angry and want to throw something at my computer screen.
Oh, I gotta go dead in!
Peek me again, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you, I dare you. Peek me again.
Oh no!
But for the most part, it's pretty good. I think that's because of the high pressure situations, you know, like they always add and help me and give me like a very exhilarating feeling, especially when you're like 1 versus 5, and you don't really get that in any other games. And what would the game be without its operators? Like, they are the reason that every single round is different. And I think for most people, when they start playing the game, this is a big deal to them. They want to unlock everyone and try out new tactics and stuff like that. So, because of this, it got me thinking, how long would it take to unlock all the operators? And I mean from start to finish, like you just bought the game and then you're unlocking all of them. How long would it actually take? And would you just say whatever and just buy R6 credits to make sure you can buy them all? Or would you actually just stick through it because it wouldn't actually take that long? Well, after some number crunching, this is what I found out.
So first, before we get into the times, I would like to say thank you to my friend Carlos for helping me collect some of the data for the renown gained in matches. It was a big help. And now let me talk about the background and the calculations. Different game modes played, how I started the testing process, etc. For all you tryhards out there, I am what you would call a filthy casual in this game. I've only played a few ranked games, and with my aim being amazing at some points and terrible at others, casual will be my home for the time being. So as a result, there'll be no rank times. But as you'll see from the results later, this won't matter that much. And also, all the calculations and results I will give you are based on averages over games. So it could be slower or even faster in achieving all the operators. So take these times as an estimation more than an absolute. In timing an average for the Rainbow Six Siege matches, there's a few times to take into account. First, there is the matchmaking times, how long it takes to find a game, the operator picking phase, the time you spend farming headshots and rounds, and the outro after getting awarded the renown, which is about 20 seconds. And as I realized for many of the games I tested, these can vary wildly. Sometimes the matchmaking will take forever, but after a quick restart, you will get matched up again in 7 seconds. And sometimes in the operator picking phase, you get that one person trying to load ultra textures from a floppy disk.
What kind of shit is that?
It can really take a while from round to round, and can affect the overall times of the matches drastically. The good news is that other than the variations in times, the renown gained each game you play does not vary wildly between wins and losses. You usually get around the same for winning and half that for losing, as I found out over testing. Mostly because I forgot to start the timer on some games, so there are a lot more data points for renown than there are times. But this is the price you pay for science, sometimes, I guess. And then we have to take into account operator costs. And for this, I had to look at the 2 versions of the game, Standard Edition and Starter Edition, which for many over the internet is said to be a waste of time. This is because the amount of operators you have to unlock, going from 19 with the Standard Edition to a whopping 36 with the Starter Edition. And as all the base operators cost 12,500 renown with the Starter Edition, the total amount of renown needed for each scenario is 475,000 for Standard and 700,000 for Starter. And finally, let's look at the 2 modes pitted against each other today. Multiplayer Casual and Terrorist Hunt Normal. You might be saying, oh my god, why is he playing on normal? I play on realistic. Well, this is because after I was looking at the data, the most optimal way to win Terrorist Hunt is to play normal, as you can get pretty much on a 100% win ratio. If you can easily get 100% in higher difficulties, like harder realistic, then more power to you. But how long will it take you to achieve this each match? If you're trying to get the most renown, just stick to normal. So with all this taken into account, I take the average times and average renown game for wins and losses and use this equation to calculate the time taken in hours to unlock the ops. So let's start with the terrorist hunt times. As I was able to maintain a 100% win ratio with an average time of just over 5 minutes a match, you are able to play about 11 games an hour with an average of around 123 renown for a win and 62 for a loss. So if you could maintain a perfect win ratio, you would be able to unlock one DLC operator in 18 hours and one base operator in, you guessed it, pretty much half that. Ah, don't you just love when maths works? Now, how does this time compare to everyone's favorite, multiplayer casual? Well, before I even started this, I thought that since multiplayer casual, when compared to Terrorist Hunt, is where the majority play and is much more hardcore than that mode, the overall longer game times would be offset by a much higher gain of renown. And boy, was I wrong. The average time for each game is around 18 minutes, much longer than Terrorist Hunt. It would take you about 27 hours to buy that shiny new DLC operator, and half that time for a base if you purchase a starter edition. The kicker is that these numbers are within 100% win-loss ratio, which can be hard to come by in casual because of the team effort required, as well as the hacking of late. It's been pretty bad.
Yep, he's doing it again. Hold on.
Friendly, last operator standing.
I literally watched them teleport behind me.
As a result, this makes Terrorist Hunt Normal the undisputed champ for getting those operators the fastest. Does this mean I'm saying to go out and grind out 11 games of Terrorist Hunt an hour? No. For one, it's pretty boring, and this is not really how the game is meant to be played. I think that Terrorist Hunt definitely needs some improvement for this to be feasible for the average person, but that is a topic for another video. I am saying that this will be the fastest overall and should be considered as such. And by these numbers, even ranked will not make up for the longer game times with you gaining more renown. I think that the multiplayer modes have more staying power. I'm more likely to play 3 and a bit matches an hour of casual than play 11 matches of Terrorist Hunt. It's just a better experience. And let's stack up the two versions of the game against each other. And for this, let's just look at the modes that people are mostly playing, multiplayer casual. To unlock everyone with, let's say, a fair 50% win ratio, you know, you win some, you lose some, it would take 720 hours to unlock everyone, and 340 more if you had the starter edition. But is this as terrible as it sounds, or people seem to think? Well, let's look at a few scenarios. The pro player who decides he wants to let off some steam and practice in casual for about 10 hours a day, and the pro shopper who saw some YouTube videos and decided to buy the standard edition on offer and plays for 3 hours a day after he or she gets back from work. If both were to play every day, the pro could get all the operators in 50 to 70 days. So even before a new season of operators would be released. The shopper, on the other hand, would have a lot longer to wait. With his win ratio of, let's say, 50%, it would take him from half to 3/4 of a year to get all the operators. And by that time, a total of 3 seasons could have released. That is if they get released on time, you know. But for a person who wants to chill and have that feeling of accomplishment over time as they unlock new operators, is it such a bad thing? What would 300 more hours add to them? And to conclude, do I think R6 credits is a good or bad idea? If you truly don't want to grind because most of your MMO grinding days are behind you, like myself, then yeah. I love trying the new operators, and I still grind for renown to unlock all the other year 3 operators when they come out outright. But if you know for a fact you'll be putting in hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game, and you don't mind the grind, you just want to get those headshots, then getting the renown even for starter might not be that bad of an investment. The game is fun after all, and with the plan of 100 operators total being the goal over at least 10 years, there will be a lot of time to play.
I hope you enjoyed the video. I had a lot of fun number crunching, and stay tuned for more because I've got some videos planned, Rainbow Six Siege related and otherwise, so there'll be a lot coming. And if you like what you see and you were interested to see a bit more detail about my testing processes, check on my website. I post tech, gaming and music stuff, and just more speaking my mind and discussions with some friends as well, so I hope you enjoy that too. So I hope you enjoy that, and link in the description below to the website. And if you like what you see on the channel, don't forget to subscribe. And thanks again for watching. Check out the previous stuff if you haven't already, and on to the next one.